Cheers!
Cheers!
Hello, my name is Tilly.
And my name is Connie.
And together we are the Mindful M8s.
And you're listening to
The Elevated Sofa Talk.
My God.
I've had that one all day.
Have you
in my
actually?
brain. Yeah, because we're not at a table. So,
Yeah, I guess.
so I just thought, Elevated Sofa
Sofa
Talks.
talks.
What do you think?
Love it. That's how it's always been until we started the podcast.
No, we used to sit on the sofa. I mean,
Yeah.
on the table at my house and talk.
Oh, the dining table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used to sit, chill and talk on there. So, even when we started the podcast, when it was like trying it out, we were doing
We were sat on the floor.
on the floor by a table when there was a sofa right behind us.
Yeah.
We should have done elevated sofa talks.
What, instead of quiet table talks?
Sounds better now. I'm
Does
thinking
it?
about it. The elevated sofa talks. The
Yeah, 'cause
elevated table talks.
TT. It's a bit of alliteration, isn't it?
True. True. So guys, I have no idea what we're talking about today. I've been on holiday for a week, so I'm
Are you still monged out from your holiday?
not monged out. It's just like I forgot that a podcast is existing because we've had 2 weeks that have been scheduled uploads, and now I'm like, oh, you actually have to do work now for the podcast.
Well, you know, you don't have to really use your brain for this one. That's why
No.
we're on a sofa, because...
no one uses the brains when they're on the sofa.
No, half the time I'm just sat here monging at the telly.
That's what we did was it last Sunday?
Sunday before.
The Sunday before, we
Yeah.
just so I had a sleepover at Connie's house and we were up till really late in the night. And it got to about 11, 12 and we were just laughing at everything.
I couldn't sleep because you just kept on saying fucking random things.
No, you were on, I said let's go to sleep and
I
Connie
was
got
watching
YouTube videos.
yeah,
And we were just
belly dancers.
Why were we doing that?
I just do that.
And then we watched, well, sometimes what me and Connie do, for all you people who like to take the mick out of us, we take the mick out of ourselves and laugh at ourselves back. So we watched a video back and we decided to put the subtitles on.
Oh, it was.
Why did we do
Yeah.
that? And they're automatic subtitles, so we don't edit them.
It was the Mindful M8s instead of mates.
M-I-T-E-S. And honestly, do you remember we were like, I felt like I was in school and we
Like
were
belly laugh.
we were
Yeah.
crying. It was the funniest thing ever.
So I was trying to sleep on the sofa. You know, the next day he did say, he was like, you was like laughing all night. And like, you were snoring.
Yeah, it was. We
So
did
don't
make
come up
sure
with that.
it was a sin. And then we got to a point where we were laughing at stuff that was, you know, we shouldn't be laughing at. So we packed it in. Connie rolled over and went to bed. And that was that. And I had the worst night's sleep of my life.
I don't know why.
Sleep.
That sofa's lovely.
I wasn't sleeping on the sofa.
Yeah, but it's not your bed, so that's
Yeah.
why.
And you were like kicking me and pushing me out of the bed, and I was like, oh my god. Get off
Don't
me.
belong here.
So yeah, that was our last Sunday. Don't know why I've just gone on a tangent about that. So shall we start off with
Gonna do the sing-along intro. Happy news. Doesn't sound very happy.
Happy News? Doo-doo. Doo-doo.
You sent me a video of you doing that in the back the other day, and I was like, this is so annoying. It just sounds so annoying.
You sound so annoying. I don't know why that has become the theme tune for Happy News. Guys, if anyone out there is a singer or can, you know, play an instrument, get in touch and we will have your voice as the Happy News segment instead of
Doo-doo.
doo-doo, doo-doo. I feel like this podcast is just going to be a whole load of tangents and
What's the Happy News?
segways. The happy news is, so in Montreal, which I believe... My new diary. Which is, I think Montreal's in America. So a rooftop greenhouse in Montreal has become so successful.
That's what you get for doing a pod on the sofa. The post has been delivered.
That was quite scary. So a rooftop greenhouse in Montreal has become so successful that it can produce enough food to feed 2% of the city.
2 seconds. I'm so sorry. What? So much just happened. I left the plates on top of the washing machine and they've just fell off.
So, let me start that again. A rooftop greenhouse in Montreal has become so successful it can produce enough food to feed 2% of the city, even in winter.
Wow.
Yeah, that is the start of something new. So even think of countries like New York or London where it's all high ass buildings.
Yeah.
People can now make greenhouses that can feed. And if every building did that, then we would have enough food to feed ourselves.
Yeah.
So when people are like, yeah, but there's places in the world where there's people don't have gardens.
Yeah, but people are doing it, yeah.
On the roof. So how good is that? 2% of the population.
And you can do it like, is it like vertically or something?
Yeah, like up a wall.
Yeah.
So there's always ways around it. So
that is happy.
Yeah. Successful rooftop gardening.
Kind of need to get on the bandwagon.
Get on the bandwagon. Go on.
Okay, so today...
Let's start with today's topic.
So today is going to be all about how to mindfully make important decisions. So literally we can just start back from a small, when we were like kids or like in school, and then like the pressures of making important decisions to go and to like go forward for like the rest of your life. That's what they say anyway. Careers,
relationships, making a big change.
Yeah, and loads of
we've both moved in with significant other.
Yeah,
so.
That's also big decisions. And sometimes like big decisions are only as big as what you make them to be. So it's actually just
what you make it. So let's make it right. Let's make it right. I think that's Hannah Montana. I think it is.
So yeah, we're just going to sort of like explain how we make decisions and what we might do if we're struggling with making this decision. So I'll start off with an example. So you're leaving school, so I'm going to let's start from the right back. So the biggest decision that I felt like I had to make, like growing up, was when like you get to like GCSE years and you've got all these like pressures from like your teachers and like even your parents, like your tutors and stuff. Like you need to pick the right GCSEs because this is going to like determine the rest of your life, which is, you look back now and I think it's just absolute bullshit, because it is bullshit. Like for starters, there isn't anything good on the curriculum to pick.
No.
So
especially creatively wise, there's art, drama, music, which I'll say it and I'll say it again. You can't pick all together.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
This is the issue that you had. You wanted all of the creative, but they were like, no, you need to pick one. Like when I did it, mine was in categories. It was geography or history, and it's like, what if I want to study geography or history?
Yeah. What if I want to go somewhere, travel the world, and study history?
Yeah. Because
archaeologists, don't they have to travel the world?
Yeah, they need to know about it.
So why don't you?
Exactly. So they're not setting you up for whatever. But there's just, I think that's where like a lot of students like that age, a lot of like people, children, I don't know what to call them, because it only seems like adolescents maybe. I don't know. But that's where they probably get in a few like experiencing like their first bout of like anxiety and stuff because they've got all this and it's pushing on them like all the time. When actually they should be learning how to, I don't know, like they need to learn about themselves. Do you know what I mean? They need time. Like when I said on 2 weeks ago about when I was in India and on the curriculum for the children there, it was like meditation every single day. I think it's like twice a day.
And
in a hall.
That's the sort of thing that would help you choose.
And that would give you the time to make a decision. But there needs to be something there in place to say, well actually, this isn't going to damage the rest of your life if you pick the wrong decision. There shouldn't be a wrong decision at that age, should there? So, yeah. You don't know yourself at that age anyway.
No.
But why don't you know yourself? Because they don't allow you to do it.
From a young age you're stuck in lessons that maybe you should choose lessons that you mainly want to do in like year 7.
Yeah.
And then each year you can change your lessons up.
Yeah.
So then if I started doing art in year 7 and did that instead of lessons that I'm not too keen on, I would be better as an artist.
Yeah.
Or have lessons about stuff that matters, like like money, how to use money, about
how to grow plants,
how to grow your own food.
Like these are survival techniques, and we're not being like educated on it at all.
Like instead of PE, I learnt nothing from PE apart from how to lie.
My note every Friday, I think it was like every Friday, my first school was that it was like the time of the month because I didn't want to do swimming.
Yeah, mine was, I've got bad eczema, the pool just doesn't allow it. Like why isn't there subjects? Because instead of PE, they could have your chosen subject, like a subject you like. They could have like farming, money, how to handle money, how to handle business, like, do you know what I mean? And then what do kids do at playtime? They run around and walk around.
Yeah.
That's their PE.
But I think, like, for example, say if like farming and like, you know, like agriculture, horticulture and stuff like that was put on a timetable, even now, like, I don't think the students have got the awareness to be like, wow, that's for me, I'll do that. Instead, they need to actually, it needs to be reflecting on their actual day. So when they have everything that's said at the canteen, it needs to be, you know, bright colours like fruit, veg, natural foods, stuff where you can say
stuff that they've grown in school.
Yeah, because if they've got options like chips and sausage baguettes, like I did in school,
I chose that.
Then it's not. They're not going to be interested in growing their own stuff and picking like horticulture or whatever because they're getting the food and they're getting tasty.
This is why I think it needs to start primary school. Like there needs to be a lesson.
Get your hands in soil.
Yeah. And you grow your own food, and I'd like to do that. I'd like to go into kids' schools and be like, this is how. I think my primary school, that at my primary school, it's literally next door to an allotment. Really? Next, like my school is there, primary school, and it's next.
Yeah, no, same. My primary school.
But we never used it. In school, I never learned how to grow any kind of veg, and it was there. It's the one my mum uses now. It's literally like 5 steps. Yeah. And it was never used. I never got taught how to grow. It's so easy to grow a plant.
Like my primary school, I remember there being a massive field on the back of it, and that field was used for like sports day and stuff. But like there was like a little apparatus thing on there, but there's so much of the space that just wasn't actually used for like you know, throughout the year. That could all be just transformed.
Yeah, there's so much in schools that like needs to change. Like the school system has been the same for freaking years and years and years and years.
Even some of the teachers are the same teachers that have been there.
And they don't get retrained either. Yeah. It's just you have training once, and even though times have changed so much, like with the internet, with social media, they're not being updated and trained on that.
Yeah.
So how do they know how to deal with like bullying online or pressures from social media that probably all young people face?
Yeah.
Because even from when we were in school to the kids now in school, there's a complete different pressure.
Yeah.
On.
It's all like putting pictures on and literally, I think primary schools now, like, I never had a phone, did you?
No.
Primary school, maybe in year 6.
Maybe in year 6.
Yeah. But other than that,
no.
But now I bet they've all got them.
Yeah.
Wow.
And how do teachers know how to, like, should they be trained on phones?
Experiencing, like, situations where they're going to get, like, harassed at school because of, for example, something that has been said online.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I remember in school when it was cyberbullying was just quite ignored. Like, it didn't happen in school, so it was nothing to do.
I remember in year 6, like, it's been years obviously, but I was cyberbullied, right? And I only remember it briefly because obviously it's been so long, but I know obviously I kind of like the culprit. And my mum was always saying, like, I remember my mum going into school and she was like, Connie's been cyberbullied. Because I don't know, like the word cyber, even now I don't use at all. But
it's like something off Doctor Who.
But yeah, no, but it was like a big thing. But actually now it's probably not such a big thing. Like it's
happening. Like I was cyberbullied and I was a cyberbully because of how easy it is to say stuff online and then.
Do you remember Yoga on Facebook?
No.
I was a cyberbully on that.
You got Yoga?
Do you know Sims? It's basically like that, but it's called Yoga. And I got blocked, like, permanently. Honestly, I got banned. Even if I tried to set up a new Facebook account, they would not let me on it.
What were you doing?
I don't know, I can't remember. I just know that I was being horrible. I don't know, maybe I was taking
it is so easy, especially when you're young and you're naive, you don't know the consequences. Because it's like you're saying stuff.
Yeah.
And you can't physically see the person and see that you're hurting the feelings, so it doesn't. It's
easy.
like you're getting all your anger out on the internet.
Yeah, on virtual.
But then there should be in schools now, like instead of like sex educate, no, there needs to be more sex education.
Given
but
that,
sex education, there needs to be like social media education. Yeah. Like someone who's, because there's so many people who work and are in social media. There should be someone to go into schools and be like, this is the dangers, this is what to avoid.
I remember I had one of them, but I was in high school.
I've just learnt the hard way what not to put on and what to put on.
No, we had like a presentation, someone came in and just to explain to us, like put on a video about like this girl, she was messaging someone and it turned out to be like she thought she was meeting him, like a boy, like I don't know,
catfish.
Yeah, it was a catfish. It was just like old man. It was just like a perv.
Yeah, there was things like that, but there's so much more that needs.
Yeah, it's not just
catfish now.
You go online, you're gonna get a catfish.
Yeah, there's so much more that they need to be taught about. Obviously, we're not in school now, so I don't know if they are teaching that. They might be, but I've not heard anything.
If they are, please don't hate us.
Yeah, please. We're old now.
We're just going on our experience.
But like, even the stuff that I have no idea about, and it's stuff that's like moving out, I didn't know about all the bills you had to pay, and I've been reading a book, and in this book it said they teach people how to be workers. Like in school they teach you how to be the perfect worker instead of starting your own business and doing it for yourselves.
And that's just creativity, like.
Yeah. They just form you in how to be the perfect.
It's like fitting perfectly, like in. Yeah,
so like you know how to be.
CV, how to dress for an interview, how to stuff like that.
I never learned how to start up our own business. I didn't know about.
It was never an option.
No, maybe in business studies, but I never studied that. Did you study it?
Not really. There was modules like obviously. In the second year of GCSE, but it was never like I remember coming out of business in high school, coming out of business studies, going straight into another room, we had a career advisor, and we're all sat there, and they were like, right, what do you want to do? What do you want to be? Blah blah blah. I was like, right, I want to be a veterinary nurse. They were like, right, you can go for these are the routes you can go down. But like they didn't say, oh, does anyone want to like
start their own,
set up their own, blah blah.
Like in every subject you can do that. Like in art, this is how to sell your art, but instead they teach you how to paint to get the grades. So you get the grades, and then you can go to do a job.
Work for someone.
Yeah. Or in drama, this is how you start your acting portfolio, how you do this, how you get jobs. But now they teach you, like, half of it.
Advertising for yourself be enough, like, for yourself.
Half of it's like written work in drama. Like, how am I supposed to write down my acting skills? Just give me shows all year round. Yeah, but they never taught me how to.
Because it needs to be on paper.
Yeah, no, they just teach you how to get the grades so then you can get grades to go somewhere else and work. Because all the grades are at the end of the day is just someone to say, oh yeah, she did good in school, I'll give her this job.
Yeah.
But teach us how to start our own business.
Yeah. Teach
us about things that matter in the world.
Yeah. They don't know what matters.
No. No, all teachers should be like, there should be a whole change in.
But it's interesting because, like, in a way, is like my sister going into teaching now. Like, it'll be very interesting to see exactly what she's going to get taught and how they're going to prepare her to go into schools. And that'll be like more of a, give me more of a perspective what the kids don't or do get taught.
Yeah, like in primary school, we can get nails on.
We can go into schools. Like, Kylie, just add us in for an hour.
Oh yeah, give us a farming hour and we'll teach them how to farm. Or how to use money, how to know money. I'm going to have to give you this book, Connie, because it's called Poor Dad, Rich Dad. And there's so much you don't know about money. Like, money is always this like forbidden thing. You know, I'm just going to give you the book and we're going to do a whole podcast on it, guys. So let's get back to
decision
making. What's one big decision in your life that you've had to make, and how did you go about making it?
I'd say going to Kenya is a big decision because I remember applying online to obviously work for this charity, and I knew it was government funded, and I was like, you know, that was my ticket. Like, I was I didn't have to really worry about money and stuff. And it was like I applied in like the November, and then I was going in the February, so it wasn't long at all. And I remember getting the email back saying you can come in for like assessment, and it was in London, and I was like, oh, hey, do I tell anyone? Who do I tell first? So, like, yeah, I told like my mum, my sister, and everyone, and I was like, how long are you going to be away for? And I said, well, like 3 months. I'm like, what? You're going to be in Africa for 3 months? And I was like, yeah. And then, like, I don't know, like, it was a hard decision, but it's also easy because I went with my gut. And I think a lot of the times I have to remind myself to go with my gut feeling. Like,
what does your gut feeling feel like? Like, what are some signs that you know it's your gut?
I can't my thoughts can't like block it. I'm just like, oh no. Like, you just know when you know, don't you? I think you can get like butterflies, but are good butterflies, and I feel like really clear, and I just know. Yeah. I just, you know, you're just like, oh, the feel is right.
do you ever, when that happens, do you ever sit there and think, and you're like, this is how I'm like, whoa. And I'm like, I'm gonna do this. I don't know where I'm going at, but I just sit there and I'm like, there's just like, and I'm sitting there and I'm like,
yeah,
this is gonna change my life.
Yeah, I just think, wow, how how much is this going to like not only shame me but like help
scare you and bring you out your comfort zone.
Yeah. Everything that brings me out of my comfort zone is good for me, because I don't know, like it's easy for anyone to stay in their comfort zone, but like I know when I'm going out of it, and I know that it's scary, but I know that like,
safe.
Yeah, like if I don't, like if I when I do it, I just think, wow, like, well done, Connie. And it just makes me want to do everything crazy. I think that's why, like, when I was there, and I booked my flight to India and everywhere. I thought
when you were there,
when I was in Kenya, I booked my flights to India, because I got accepted for that when I was in Kenya, my last 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And so I was already planned, and I'll be a bit more nervous flying out there on my own if I hadn't already made that decision to come to Kenya and like do that journey with people that I didn't really know that well.
You know, it was so funny because I was thinking, Connie hasn't done anything big crazy in a while, and then I remembered that you have, because now you're going to study at university. And I was like, actually, no, she has. She's made a big change.
Yeah, I booked a flight the other day.
Where to?
Because
are you joking?
But I don't know whether I'll be able to go.
Right, where are you going?
Just to see Hope in Porto. It was £30. I thought, fuck it, why not? but yeah, because of uni, I don't think it will happen. Tilly's eyes, because we want to go to Iceland together.
Yes, I know. I really want to go.
So are we not gonna go unless, like, do you want me to take the reins on it?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that why we haven't done anything?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that. I mean, like, I got my booking like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So we're going to Iceland.
We're going to Iceland.
Okay. Yeah, I was just like, right, I'll finish work at 5:30 on a certain day, and I was like, right, I'll get the flight at 9:30. So I booked it.
How long for?
It just depends, like, when the uni, when I have to be in. So,
okay.
Like, it's on a Sunday, like, I leave, and then like I book work off.
So you've not booked a flight back?
No.
Connie's never coming back from Portugal, and I can guarantee my life on this. When she goes, you will not be expecting a podcast with Connie for a good year.
Shut up.
Does you think I'm joking? This is what I have
I've
to do.
committed to a 3-year uni course here.
Connie's changeability and inability to stay in one place.
No, it's only going to be for a week, maybe less. It depends when I'll need to be here. But
so guys, me and Connie are doing a podcast, and she just fails to tell me that she's not going to be here for a week.
no, this is like second week of October.
Oh!
When did you think it was? Next week.
With you? Yeah. Definitely.
No. Yeah, no, second week of October. Yeah, so what? I'm still thinking about it.
No, I'm trying to say, like, how, like, some people, it's a big thing to go on holiday and they have to, you know, a mindset. What? Okay.
She lives there though.
No, I know, but, so what's the topic of this podcast?
To make decisions.
Some people find it really hard to make decisions to go on holiday like that, but you don't.
No, it's just second nature to me. I could book a flight.
So you feel really comfortable just travelling?
Yeah, I love it. I just feel like I'm just.
So you don't even think about it. You just like, yeah, I'll do it.
Getting on a flight is just nothing for me. When I'm on my own, I just get even more excited. When I'm with someone else, I feel like they're relying on me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what are decisions?
But I mean, it could be an exciting way and a good it could be a bad way. I mean, like, I've been on holiday with people before, and like, not gonna name names, not family, but it gets stressful for me, because if someone's very like, you can take a leaf at the book if you like this, very like, right, we've got to do it like this, we have to do it like this, if we don't do it like this isn't gonna, because I'm like, I know how to travel. Like, I know everything about the airport. It's like, I know I know how everything works. So like, if someone's gonna come at me and go, we're gonna go to the departure lounge at so and so time, I'm like, fucking chill out. We'll leave to the last 10 minutes. Trust me.
Guys, so me and Connie aren't going to Iceland anymore.
No, I reckon you'd be chill. I'm pretty chill about
I don't know what to do in an airport, so I would be heavily.
Trust me, yeah.
But I wouldn't leave it last minute, Connie. I would be like, I've got to be there a good hour
But you
before.
wouldn't. I don't mean get to the airport 10 minutes before.
No, I know, but I need to be knowing I'm getting on that.
It's all about communication then.
Yeah.
It'll be a learning curve. Like, as long as you don't, and then as long as you're like, you're not gonna like, you know, come with, and then you're like, I don't know, like, we need to do this now, like, oh, that's where it is, or this. I don't know, like certain things, it's like, I can be pretty chilled in the airport, and everyone around you, if you observe it, everyone around you is very stressed.
I really like airports.
Do you? That's good.
They're so nice. Especially really late at night or really early in the morning.
But do you understand, like, when I say everyone's just, it's a very rushed, it's a very stressful environment for everyone else. Like, if you look around.
I always think everyone's on the way home. I feel like that, but on the way there, I feel like everyone's. They're going
For me, it's the opposite.
Really?
Yeah, and I just think I don't know what anyone's stressing about, because I'm just.
I think if I'm there early.
Yeah, I don't get there last minute. I don't.
I made Tom be there like 2 hours before the flight.
Yeah, that's standard. I've got there like 40 minutes before the flight before at Kenya to come back. So you know, I'm back now.
No, I mean we've got there 2 hours. No, not got there, but we finished everything 2 hours before the flight.
Well, that ain't gonna happen. This is only Europe.
I know, but I'm just gonna say
this is only Iceland.
You know, I'm gonna say
Portugal's like 3.5 hours, I think.
How far is Iceland?
I don't know actually.
Should I tell you a funny story about someone I know going to Iceland? If you're listening to this, sorry, it's my family. So my auntie. Yeah. So they were all going on like a family holiday. My auntie, my cousins, and all that. And my auntie can be a bit stressed, I think, when it comes to travelling. I don't know, but she just seems like that kind of person. So they all got to the airport. I think it was an airport quite far away too, so it wasn't like Birmingham, it was quite far. And she got there and I think they were running a bit late for the flight already. And it turns out my auntie I left my cousin's passport at home.
No. Oh. No. I think you told me about this.
So they couldn't go on holiday.
They all didn't go?
Just my cousin and my auntie, the rest of them went. Oh. And my cousin, he can hold a grudge, and I think he held a grudge. But that is one of my worst nightmares. I'd like to have my passport at my heart.
You know what we did before? So, a family holiday when I was younger. On the motorway, right, we've got everything. Mum's hella stressed. Paul's stressed. Everyone's just like, right, we're in the car. We're on the way. Right. No more stressing. Mum sat there like rocking. Like, we've got everything. Right, we get on the motorway. What have we forgot? The suitcase keys.
No!
Yeah, and we're nearly there.
No.
Yeah, so we have to turn back.
Birmingham or?
Birmingham.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, I know. So we turn back, get the keys, set off again, and my mum's stressing out.
Really?
Big time. And the thing is, we're already there. We're already probably set off 4 hours before because they're so like prepared. But I guess that's you know, a reason why we set off 4 hours before when you got a family.
Exactly.
Because things happen like that.
Well, when me and Tom went to Croatia, we were leaving at like 1 o'clock in the morning because we were going quite far away. And so we got all our stuff, we were out the door, we were ready, we were feeling positive. Remember the time of day it is. We go to the garage to get some petrol. And then Tom's car, a taxi came in the wrong way and Tom like went up the curb and the wheel went burst.
No. So that was a rental car as well, wasn't it?
No, that was this is
I mean, on the
going to the airport,
yeah.
and we had to drive to London.
Like that, I remember you saying
like that.
Yeah.
And luckily Tom had another wheel and he put it on.
They're not good for long journeys.
But then no, they weren't good all the way. Tom was like, I think it was like a 2-hour drive.
They're only good to get literally from A to B, like as soon as to a garage.
Yeah, and then so that happened. So it was very stressful. And imagine Tom. Tom was like,
and he's like,
it's his baby, it's his car.
Yeah.
It was his Scirocco, or was it his? I think it was his yellow one.
Yeah. Yellow.
So he was. It was a stressful time.
Wow.
And we nearly didn't go. And on the way home, we had to stop.
But why do things like this happen?
I don't know.
When you need to be somewhere.
It's so stressful. This is why it's always good to.
But you know, even when things happen like that, I'll just get even more excited.
Well, to be fair, when that happened to Tom's car, and I was like, ooh, let's film him.
I bet he couldn't cry.
No, I know. But then, when we were on holiday, forgot about it, and that's not like Tom with his car, is he? He didn't think about it once. But then on the way home, we had to drive somewhere in London and sit there for like an hour getting it fixed, which was so boring.
Crazy. But yeah, what would you do if you're making a decision? You're gonna make a difficult decision, and how would you go about it? Would you do like a pros and cons list, or?
I do a pros and cons list.
You're a note taker.
I'm a note taker. I do a pro. I don't really know how I'll go about it. I sometimes avoid it. Don't do it.
Just suppress it.
Just
it'll make it on itself.
Well, I sort of am going through a change, a big change that I'm thinking about starting.
Yes.
And what I'm trying to do is just research the shit out of it to see if it's the right thing, and I think when you got that excited feeling, you just know, and you've just gotta take the step.
Yeah. I think we don't have to go into it, but like just from like my experience, like it can be difficult. It can be really difficult.
Yeah.
Do you want to go into it?
Go on.
So starting up a business, for example, is like it can be quite difficult. Like not for me, like when like I had my room for massage, like the business side wasn't necessarily stressful for me. Like I don't know, like I felt like I already had enough knowledge to sort of. I was learning stuff along the way, and you think, oh my god, like I didn't even realise I needed to know any of this. Like I don't know, like HMRC stuff and self-assessment and stuff like that.
And that's what we were talking about earlier. The things that maybe they should teach you in school.
Yeah, exactly.
And push everyone to do their own business.
I think everything happens for a reason, and the reason why I no longer rent that room is because I would be screwed over furlough if I was on that, because self-employed people, if you've got savings or no savings, you ain't getting nothing either way. But yeah, just like researching as much as you can and like preparing yourself.
Asking people.
Start small, get big.
I think if something's happening that's like a big change that's happening, is supposed to be happening, you get signs. Like that book I started, that's really helped me in doing what I want to do. It was, and then it kind of popped up on Facebook, this book did, and I was like, I might give that book a read. And then it popped up somewhere else. Yeah. And then there's a YouTuber I really like watching, and she said 3 books that will change your life, and the first book was that book. And I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to order it and I'm going to read it. And I ordered it and I read it, and I'm only halfway through, and I feel like I just know so much more, and it's encouraged me to do what I want to do, like start what I'm hopefully going to start. And then I went into work, and my friend, because at work there's like a bookshelf full of books that you can swap. Can like take one and bring one back, and it was a book, How to Start a Business. And I was like, oh Vic, can I? She was like, yeah, have it, and I was like, okay. So, and then So, and then I was just like, I applied for a job and then they didn't get back to me, and I was just like, why don't I just fucking start? No, I just thought, why don't I just start my own?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, I need to get that number for you that I said actually, but it's not. It won't be difficult.
No.
Getting, one. I know.
Yeah. So I just think when something happens, there's loads of signs that you should be doing it, and it takes you in the right direction.
Yeah.
And I've already got like a gazebo and stuff.
Yeah, practically the setup. So you wouldn't have to worry about more expenses. Then it's just like, it's just the content, isn't it?
Say no more, say no more.
You're pretty good at the logo stuff, so
I am.
Win-win.
Win-win, chicken dinner.
I do want you to set up a plant store there.
Oh, guys, imagine. It will be part of it.
I'm thinking,
yes. Anyway, so I'm making big life choices. I feel like we haven't really got that said in this podcast, but I feel like it's been a good chat.
It has been a good chat.
It's been no laptop, no prompting chat.
It has.
That's what this. Okay, I've got an idea.
I'm brain dead.
Whenever we want to have a topic that we really can't be bothered to plan, we come and do it on the sofa.
Yeah, so it's just like,
and we just freely talk.
Yeah, because we always have so many segways, don't we?
Yeah, and I feel like we have to stay on topic.
But
see,
there's not as much like pressure to stay on topic though, because it's a bit more like relaxed.
Yeah. Because I'm out of control right now, and look at what's happening when I'm out of control. My little sister will love this one. I hope. Billy, let me know your feedback. Is there anything else you want to say about how to mindfully make a decision?
I'll just say like the points that you said before. Trust your gut. Like. When I say trust your path, like what you've said, there's always signs. I like the...
You can ask for a sign.
Yeah, you can ask for signs. Yeah, that's true. But sometimes you just like... I don't know, if you've got something missing, like you feel like, oh yeah, I could fit that in, like it's not going to like affect... What's that quote? It's not a quote, but it's a little saying. It's quite cute. I haven't got it on here. But like you are not who you are is not what you do. Well, what you do is not who you are. Do you know what I mean? So like, just because you're like, for example, me, like just because you're studying something or like committing to something or something that takes a lot of hours of your week, for example, that's not. You don't have to like identify yourself with that. Like it's not like now I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, my name's Connie, I go to university. Like my name's Connie.
Yeah.
Like, and this is who I am. Like I've got so many interests, and I think for me that like making the decision to do a course like a 3-year course. I don't know, like because of me not liking commitment at all, it was really tough.
Oh, was it?
I don't like committing to anything, and I think what we spoke about in the travel one, that's why I probably like just getting away. Like I like travelling, and I find it really easy because I can just leave everything here and just go. Not that I'm not happy here, but there's definitely something I'll work on.
So Connie lives with a boyfriend, I live with my boyfriend. How did you mindfully
make
that decision? I had no other choice.
Well, I don't know, like for me it was just, it wasn't, I didn't see it as a decision because it was lockdown.
It sort of just happened, didn't it?
Yeah, and then, but the fact was, this place that he lived at, he lives at, it wasn't like up to my standard. It wasn't decorated, and it didn't have life. It didn't have light coming through the window, and I just had so much spare time anyway in lockdown, and I thought, yeah, sure, I'll help him decorate. So I helped him decorate, and then, you know, I got heavily invested, and now this flat looks the representation of me. No, like, come on. Look at all these plants.
It's crystal method.
Like, you know. So yeah, I think yeah, it just happened. So I didn't see it as a big decision, and if I did see it as a big decision, I wouldn't have made it. I would have stayed at home.
I think that's the thing. Yeah, you have to, when you're faced with a big decision, just don't think of it as a massive decision.
No, just roll with it. If it doesn't feel right, go back.
I think that's why recently I've not really been bothered about making big decisions. I've just been like, when I moved house, I can't remember really being like, oh my god, I'm moving. I was just like, yeah. I didn't really tell anyone. I didn't make a big deal out of it. I was just like, shaving my head. I didn't.
Because you knew if you were sat down and had to make the decision,
I wouldn't have done it. No.
We were sat there. It seemed right. We did it.
Yeah.
Done.
Done it.
Yeah.
Don't regret it. Semi-regret it. Or like starting a new job, because in the past I started a new job and I didn't really just say, yeah, I'll take it, whatever. Starting a podcast, it wasn't like, oh, shall I do it? We were just like, yeah, we'll do it when we get around to doing it.
Yeah. And then you just like, do you remember that night? And it was like until like 4 o'clock in the morning, and we were just messaging each other about like names, like the theme tunes, and like everything like that, wasn't it? What we could, the topics
of stuff. That was how I knew it was going to be good.
I remember going to bed and then like immediately getting back up and like, I need to
thinking about it. Yeah. Podcast. And here we are. My favourite time of the week.
Yeah. Well, we see each other every Wednesday.
Wednesday. Oh, we have, you know, I missed you last Wednesday.
Did you? What did you do on the Wednesday?
Well, it was a good day. Was it a good day? I think I saw diversity.
Did you?
I saw diversity, the actual diversity. And then there was, no. And I think it was Wednesday, but it was a tribute Ed Sheeran act. And you know I love Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the best. I really enjoyed it. It was so good. I was singing my heart out, and I just love Ed Sheeran.
He's got all the songs, so you just know the lyrics too, so it's easy, isn't it? Like, I feel like he enjoyed.
But he did remix, so he was doing songs of like other pop songs, and he did a bit of Oasis, and me and my sister, we were just sat there like, oh my god. And everyone enjoyed it we were with.
That's
so
good.
It was a good.
I had a refreshing time.
What did
you
you
refreshed?
No.
What
did you do Wednesday?
I was at work, so I did massage.
Really?
Yeah.
But you're not supposed to work Wednesdays?
Yeah, but it happens now and again, doesn't it? I think I picked it up, to be honest. I think I might have picked it up.
See,
yeah,
you couldn't just have a day off.
I couldn't get out of it. I think it was not on there. Anyway, it was a really good day still, because, you know, I love it. I love doing it, so. And I did an Indian head massage.
Did you?
And not many people book in for that.
Really?
So that was nice. Yeah, it's not really like
popular,
advertised enough. Should do an advert for it, poster. But that was interesting, because it's a massage done on the chair rather than the bed, so it mixes it up for me. And I use my crystals and the lady was lovely. She was really.
Do you know what I realised the other day? You know when you were supposed to give me a massage with the crystals?
Well, I did bring them with me. Oh, they're at work now.
I was like, oh, hold on.
Yeah, no, you didn't have them.
No, I didn't. Because you even said, oh, they're falling out of my bag, and then I think we just completely forgot.
Oh.
Doesn't matter.
No.
So next week, I was thinking about getting Billy on to talk about, maybe we could talk about, extend this, because she made a big decision in quitting her job to become a full-time artist.
Yeah.
Talk about creativity and starting your own business.
Yeah.
Just because Billy's my sister, she's dying to come on the podcast. So, being your own boss.
Yeah.
Because she's.
That needs to be the title, being your own boss, I think.
Mm-hmm. being your own boss
And
with Billy.
she's pretty buzzed, isn't she?
Boss babe, Billy. Boss babe, Billy
Hey,
J.
what? Do you know if my pain's coming along? I need to message her.
If you go on our Instagram
Yeah.
and you look at our most recent chat on there, you can see it in the corner, and it is looking fire in the booth.
Is it?
Yeah, because I messaged last night
Oh.
and I was like, "Is that Conspars painting I see in the corner?" And she was like, "Yeah." And then I was like, "Oh my god, I
She
forgot."
needs to send me a picture.
I was like, "I forgot Connie can see these messages. Why do I do that?"
Honestly, if I'm honest, I don't read any of them.
No, you
messages.
don't.
Because I don't know, like you've already responded because it's constantly popping up. So I'm just like, well, it's about cakes or something.
Guys, yeah. If you're ever on social media and you're talking to us, it's probably not Connie, it's me.
No, but like, I'm not going to message about ordering cakes.
True.
Are they vegan though?
Yeah.
They are?
Yeah.
Ooh, actually.
It's a good job that this
Expensive.
podcast is going after my friend's birthday, isn't it?
Is that where you got 'em? Oh, where though? Oh, you can't say where, but...
No, guys, I will put the link. No, I will put the down below of vegan cakes that I am getting. They look amazing.
Yes.
I'm
And
sick.
pictures as well when you get them.
I honestly don't think I can rabble on about anything anymore.
I need the toilet, to be honest.
I need another tea.
Okay, so the question that you can answer for us, and we'll answer it on next week's pod, is should we go what's the biggest decision you've made, or should we go how
Bit
did you make the decision?
Personal, that is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Unless, guys, if you want to tell us a big decision you've made,
Yeah, or a top tip on how you've made that decision. Yeah.
you can Facebook message, email, Instagram, all the
Tilly.
links will be talk to Tilly, talk to Frank, talk to Tilly,
Message us.
and we will be happy to share. We hope you have enjoyed this new setup. Let us know what you think of the setup, if you'd like to have it like this again.
Do you feel sleepy being on here?
I feel so chilled out. I've never felt so comfortable during the podcast.
Yeah, literally.
Like, I could have just been laid down like this. The other day, Connie was giving me therapy, and I was sat on the chair and she was laid like this, talking to me, and I was like,
Shouldn't
shouldn't
it
it
be
be the other way around? I'm coming every week to do the pod. It's so comfortable.
It's comfy. I slept on this sofa last night till 5 a.m. 5 a.m.
Why did you even
Like this.
bother? Oh.
And I woke up and I was like, my knees have seized up. My knees have seized up. I couldn't move. I could not move.
Wow.
You put the double coat on me as well.
Oh,
I know.
that's kind. Anyway, guys, we hope you enjoyed watching this week's pod.
Or listening.
Or listening, if you are just listening. If you are just listening, remember you can watch us on the good old YouTubes. Just type in the Mindful M8s or Elevated Table Talks.
And give us a like.
Subscribe.
Give us a share.
a review.
Tell your friends.
Tell everybody. And we will see you next week.
Bye.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Wait. Get your mug. Cheers.
Cheers.
That was fun.
God, I'm actually going to win myself.
Wait, we need to just take a picture. I'm sorry.
God.